Guys, today I'm interviewing Drew. His first name is Anthony, but he's known as Drew. I met him maybe a year or so, 2 years ago. Drew was okay back then. Once in a while, I drive an Uber when I feel like it, because I enjoy driving Uber. I get to know people, I get to meet people, I get to hear their stories. And that's how I met you.
We were actually friends on Facebook first.
Yeah, but I did not know you because there is thousands of people on Facebook, but I don't know them all.
Do you remember how it was? It was like,
Yes.
you're the guy from Yonkers, boy.
Yeah.
You've been friends with me for over a year.
Yeah. Well, then I saw Drew maybe a year later, and things in his life had changed. Drew is now homeless. Okay? And I don't want you to see that in the negative. It's a bad thing, but not something that we should look down on it, because Drew, I'm afraid that one day I will become homeless. I think that in this country, and I say more in this country, anyone can become homeless at any time.
Drop the hat.
Okay? Things can happen. A lot of people, they blame, they say, maybe you mismanage your finances, maybe this, maybe you got involved in drugs, maybe whatever, maybe this, maybe that. And sometimes none of that is. None of that. In any case, Drew is a friend of mine, okay? We always see each other here at the pier. We go out for the coffee, we go out for lunch, okay? He's a friend of mine.
He takes care of me once in a while. I'm a panhandler. He blesses me once in a while. Thank
Well, he's not a panhandler. He's a man that, at this point in his life, he needs a little help.
That's right.
Okay? Maybe I will be the one needing a little help,
you. I'll be there for you like you're there.
hopefully. And if it's not for me, maybe for my son, my father, my mother. I feel like things go round.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. And sometimes things happen for a reason. Tell us, what got you in this position, Andrew? Drew?
I got congestive heart failure. I was being misdiagnosed by a doctor, telling me that I was heavy and had diabetes, and he was giving me a drug called metformin, and it was actually not what I needed, because I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they rushed me to the hospital, and they checked me and realized that I had congestive heart failure, and it fills your body with fluids, and you're not fat, you're just full of fluids. So I lost about 200 pounds in a week in the hospital. So that's how it is, and it just gets worse and worse. So anyone with congestive heart failure, please have sympathy for them, because they're drowning from the inside out.
How do you manage your life today, Anthony? Drew. He likes to be called as Drew.
Drew.
I call him Anthony. That's his name.
It's all right.
But he's known as Drew.
As long as he stays my friend, you can call me whatever you want.
That's it,
So, yeah, I mean, I got sick. I come out of the hospital, and I didn't do the right thing when it came to health care. I didn't have, address wasn't right. They wanted all these documents, and I didn't have it. So I had to stay in a shelter to get medical coverage, because they want to prove where you live. In order to get any assistance, you have to stay in a shelter to prove where you're living. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'd rather wait until I get my Social Security and I get my Medicare and things get worked out. I'll just be here in the streets.
But, Drew, it seems like sometimes when you are in a position of need, everything turns against you. If you're homeless, that means you don't have a place to be.
That's the worst,
right?
I tell you.
So if you have an address, then you are not homeless. Now, with this whole thing that the shelter closed down here at
Rotten shame.
yeah. Where are all those folks, Anthony?
Well, no, they have another shelter. One of the churches were actually nice enough to open their doors to the homeless. I mean, I haven't physically seen it myself. They've been open now for about a month or maybe 3 weeks. I would love to see what it's like inside, because they tell me that they feed them well, there's a TV, they got good beds. I mean, nothing like the sharing community, of course, but you know, that place was designed to help the homeless. It was fully designed to help the homeless, and that person buys a church and then decides, well, it's not church things anymore. We're gonna make a bookstore. They want to make a bookstore out of a homeless shelter. Yeah, that's revenue.
It's all about the money.
That's it.
Like AOC said once, it's all about the Benjamins.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And I don't know much about her, but in a way, I believe her. It's all about the money. Decisions are made based on money. Things are purchased, made, based on, does it make business sense? It's all about the money. But what about making decisions based on about the people?
We could change the world simply by just being compassionate. Caring for one another. I've learned the past year. I was in my own little world, and I thought that everyone was like me. Compassionate, caring. But man, there's just so many more people that don't even want to look at you. Like when I was young, everyone was like, it was a community. And somewhere along the lines, people started to become angry with one another. And it's like, I remember walking down the street, people saying hi, and it's just something went somewhere.
I was watching a documentary the other day about a gentleman in a city. He was not the homeless, but he wanted to experience the homeless feeling. And he said on the first week, it was no big deal. People will still talk to him, they will still engage with him. But as time went by, and he got dirtier and dirtier,
the more disheveled he looked.
Now people, as soon as they see him approaching, they want him away.
They ignore him. I noticed. I do that. I let my face grow a little much. You see me the last time you saw me, and if you do look like that, they don't even acknowledge you. And it's sad.
It is sad. Because they don't understand that the reason why you look that way is not because you chose to. It's not for looks. Because if it's what's that?
Vanity.
No, the guy that was married to his last name is Pete something. I don't pay attention more to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But if you were a movie star and your beard isn't shaved and all that, they don't care about it.
Yeah,
doors are open any place you want.
Because you're famous.
You're famous, no matter.
Johnny Depp.
There you go.
The greasy, nasty hair in Hollywood, and he's got $1 billion, and he could look like crap because he doesn't have to ask anybody for anything.
But the doors are open.
I'll tell you though, when I come out shaven, cleaned, and everything, man, people they hand me money like it's and the people who look good and are clean aren't really the people that need it. I mean, they're backwards. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
But now let's talk about how you see life. Do you think that we come to this earth with the purpose?
Oh God, you dwelled on something that I have a big problem with. None of us are born with a sin, and none of us are born with a $200,000 price tag on our heads. But somewhere that national debt thing, I know I didn't start any money gain. I mean, come on, man. They say that when you're born on that national debt, they show you everyone owes $200,000 the moment they're born. No, some guy who made everything about money made you owe them $200,000. Not me.
Not you sure?
I'm not paying $200,000 to anybody.
But hey, it's a debt you have. You were born with it.
I wasn't
built
born
in.
With it. Oh, so you're appreciative of that $200,000 on your head?
If it comes to me, yeah. If I have to pay it, no.
No, we can take our Social Security numbers and use them as credit cards like they say you can, right? Stupid asses.
Well,
whatever. Sorry.
That's okay. But one of the reasons I like to interview people on the street, because look, for years I felt like the politicians, they don't need a platform to speak. As soon as they have something to say, they send a press release to the news media.
But then it's all edited.
Yeah, and the media is there to listen. But if you have something to say, you meaning you, me, somebody who's walking over there, have something to say, and you call the media to come and listen to you, they don't give a damn about what you got to say. So the people of Yonkers did not have a voice. They did not have a place where thousands of folks could come and speak. That's why Yonkers Voice was born. Because I felt that we needed a place where anyone can speak. Okay? Anyone can talk about the issues. Anyone can express their problems and concerns. Okay? Not just the politicians.
Here, grab that bag.
Yeah. Oh, you want to?
No, I don't want it blown away.
Yeah.
Those rivers
So
right there.
we have a place, a platform where we can speak. If you were to talk to a mayor of Yonkers, Mike Spano,
I've done that.
okay, but let's say he's crossing by and say, look, Drew, there he goes. That's the mayor right there. And you had to go there and talk to him about issues, not personal issues, but issues that are affecting the homeless. What would you tell him?
You know what? They want to make it about the drugs. They're saying that the reason they moved that shelter is because everyone was getting high and they were in that little area.
Some were.
Listen, people have been getting high in that church since I was a kid. I'm sorry. You know, my mother told me that that was a place for political refuge. Okay, and if anything were to happen, you can go to the church and they can stop you from getting accosted by whatever, cops, people. That it was a safe haven. It's not. It's not that anymore. It's just a building where people pray and give money.
Well, but you know, Drew, what happened, you know, back in those days there where people went to the church and they shot drugs in the church or outside the church? That's a long time ago. Let's focus on today.
Yeah.
Okay? Look, I have been at that location many times. I have seen people doing drugs. I'm not saying they're all doing drugs. I have seen some people doing drugs. I have seen seen killings outside.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I have seen killings by the bakery, the Piñata Bakery,
Yeah.
including the person who stabbed the woman in front of Piñata Bakery was the same person who killed the guy on Levine.
They
His neck is stabbed
yeah.
on the neck.
Yeah, I
It
remember
was
that.
the same guy.
Crack. His name was Crack.
Yes, yes. So there is a problem, and there is an association, homeless in Yonkers, and crime. But what I ask is, those problems with crime is because of mental illness, and if it is, what are we doing
They're
to
all,
help those with mental
No,
illness?
you're right. You're right. You're on point because they do have medical issues with their minds. They do. They pretty much every one of them. You can tell that there's something not right. But you know they don't have places for people like that now. Back, 50 years ago, there were asylums, places where if you weren't right, then there was a place for you. But there aren't places like that anymore. All these programs and systems, they all went wayside. And there's no compassion. There's nothing, caring for anybody. And we really need to go back to that. Stop worrying about things that really don't make a difference. Oil. We don't need to drill for oil anymore. All this other stuff, chemtrails in the sky. All this, it's crazy, and we need to stop it. And we need to focus on us. Stop focusing on what might make money or what might build infrastructure. We're the infrastructure. Let's focus on us. Let's focus on the people out there on the street.
Yes, I was reading an article the other day. Actually, I think it was yesterday. One mental illness. There is a place, a psychiatric hospital, not far from us, where if you are taken there, they treat you for a couple of days, and once the insurance refuses to pay, which they do, they kick you out.
Oh, it's such a shame.
So they kick you out, and then you on the street. And when you or me or whoever that suffers mental illness kills a whole bunch of people, now the whole society goes up in arms. What the hell is going on? Mental illness, mental illness. Have we asked our elected officials what are they doing to deal with the mental illness in our county, in our country? I remember Hector Santiago walking from Yonkers to Albany to speak with Governor Cuomo. His point was creating awareness for mental illness.
Wow.
What was the end result of that? Everything still is exactly the same as it was before Hector walked there. Everything's still the same as before. The last guy who killed a whole bunch of people, or the guy who committed suicide, or the guy that did something really stupid. So maybe instead of talking about mental illness so much, we need to start doing something about mental illness. We need to do something about the insurance companies that are refusing to pay for treatment affecting people that suffer from mental illness.
They end up on the street.
Yeah, they end up on the street, and then they put the safety of everyone at risk. But you know, Drew, I always say that certain things only change when those in power become a victim.
Yeah, right. The opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
Now because the kids are all
Exactly.
high, now it's an epidemic. Now we got to do something.
No, we
got
gotta do something.
Oh no, it's a disease.
Yeah, exactly.
No, a disease is something you're born with and you can't stop. Drugs you can stop.
You
Please
can
stop calling
stop.
it a disease.
So once they become affected by those things,
now it's a
now
problem,
they
we gotta
start
fix it.
changing. Okay, that's what I always say. You know, it's like you see a person doesn't care about cancer. All of a sudden, the person suffers from cancer,
Now they're an activist.
and now they're an activist. Now they leave money for cancer. They leave
Oh,
these.
yeah.
What about doing it before?
Oh man, I feel like I'm the only person out here who wants change. Is that wrong, Ru? I mean, come on, man.
I want change.
I know you do. That's why I mess with you, brother. Jesus.
So, don't talk about mental illness. No, don't talk about hate crime.
Drugs.
Every crime is a hate crime.
Oh my God. Any crime is a hate crime. If anybody
Exactly.
does something wrong to somebody, it's a crime.
Now let's move to racism.
Yes. Oh,
Someone, actually his name is Tucker Carlson from Fox News. He said that white supremacist is a hoax. Maybe next thing he's going to say is that the Holocaust was a hoax. I know he says that.
It was a story. It was just a story.
Exactly. I know that this whole inquiry from Mueller on the Russian was a hoax too. You know?
Yeah.
Anything that they don't want to believe in, they call it a hoax. Does racism
That's CNN.
still kicking? That's Fox News.
Oh, Fox News. Yeah, Fox News. Sorry.
Yeah. So, is racism still strong and
Mike.
kicking in America?
Who's president?
I don't even want to mention
All
his
right.
name.
So let's. We're just gonna keep it at that, Ru.
Yeah.
Let's not even dwell on that because I don't want to go to jail
Yeah.
today.
So we're not going to talk about his. We're not going to mention his name. We're just going to mention what's going on.
God bless our president.
Yeah. So I know that today he's going to go to El Paso, and chances are he's going to say all the right things. But what you guys need to understand that the right things that he might be saying today, somebody wrote it for him. He's reading a script. Every time he goes off script,
It's a nightmare.
it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
So what he's going to say today should have no effect, or no one should take it serious, because those are just words that he's reading it. And I will bet that if you look at him while he's speaking, you're going to see that he's constantly reading from a notebook. And sometimes he cannot even read it right.
He's a retard. No, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Mentally challenged.
Yeah. Now you're going too far,
Yeah,
Drew.
no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't.
You
mean
need
that.
to respect him.
I'm sorry.
We're not going to mention his name, but you need to respect him.
God bless him. I'm sorry. You're right. That's our commander in chief.
Yes.
Yes.
I call him a commander-in-chief.
I call him the Red Menace.
But
The
yeah,
Orange Menace. There you
Guys,
go.
but look, even though I disagree with many things that the current president of the United States is doing, I still love the country where I'm in. I'm free to say so
Of the world.
without being afraid of prosecution. I'm not a violent man, but I think that we should use the power that the Constitution gives to every single American out there. If you don't like what he's doing, November 2020, vote him out. He doesn't have to stay in.
I'm afraid. I don't really believe the voting system. Like it
You
used to.
don't?
These electoral votes are the only things that matter. So they got to go back to where everyone's vote made a difference.
You think we should have a popular vote or a college vote?
Popular.
I
Because a
also-
lot of these college kids, they're not old there in the head, and I mean, who says that they're there to learn?
Hold on, that's true. So I also think that it should be popular votes.
Yeah.
The majority of the American people should be the ones choosing who is going to lead the country.
We saw what happened with Bush, and we don't want that to happen again. Where it took 2 days or a day to figure out what Florida did, and then when they figured out, no, we all thought that it was going to be her,
Yes.
and then we wake up and he's president. So I mean, you know, I have faith in our people. I don't have faith in politics.
Yeah, we live in a great country.
Yeah, we do. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah. This is a great country. This is a country that personally I love, that have given me many opportunities. I have nothing against United States. I don't have to go back to where I came from. I love it here. I love everything about it. But I'm free to disagree with certain things. That's what America is all about. We can disagree.
All right.
It's our right. What we don't have the right to do is promote violence against anyone. Vote him out if you don't like, but that's about it. And Mr. President, get off Twitter.
Stop that nonsense. Are you kidding me? I'm a homeless man and I don't do anything like this man does. How does he find the time to do all these tweets?
In golf, between tweeting and golfing, how much more time you have to do the things that you were elected to do?
He's amazing.
Remember
Just say he's amazing.
when he was criticizing President Obama for golfing? He said, if I'm elected, I will not have time to be playing golf because I will be working for you. How many times, Mr. President, have you gone to Florida to play? And how much does it cost every time you go to Florida to play? Maybe if you're going to drain the swamp, you should start it with you.
Or if we're going to build a wall around us, make sure everything inside is good first.
Now let's move to something else. Drew, what do you think it's the problem with our society? Is it the society itself, or is the mindset of the people who lives in this society?
All right. When you're born and you're taught a certain way, of course it's society, but we need to change the laws and rules to where it's not going to hurt each other. You know, it's a simple. If it's going to make somebody upset, don't do it. You know, we can still keep money as a monetary value. We can still keep everything in place as far as infrastructure, but stop hurting each other. Stop worrying about oil in other countries. Stop worrying about. Let's worry about the people. Let's worry about what's going on here. Have you ever seen the Hudson River? Let's all take a look at the Hudson River one day. It's brown. The water's brown. There are places in this country, in this world, where the water was worse, and one person changed that entire lake. Why can't we do it here? Because we're too busy worrying about things that don't make sense. Let's fix here. Let's fix the water. Let's fix the people. Let's make sure that we're healthy and happy before we build a wall. Because you're trapping us in.
Are you a veteran?
No.
You're
I'm
not.
a civilian.
Civilian. I have spoken to many veterans who are homeless. Yep.
God bless.
Take care, man.
Oh, home
Come
and
and
brave.
come over here and shout
Come and
out to
give a
them.
shout out.
Come on, man. Shout out to School Street.
School
From
Street.
whom? Pepsi friend.
There we go.
Take care.
Excuse me.
Ma'am, we're doing an interview right now, so I'm sorry.
Is there a pay
So,
station where we can pay for the?
No, the coins. They're coin
the coins?
operators.
Let's-
Okay,
let's,
okay,
uh,
thank you.
So where were we?
I have no. The wall or the people, the health. What? Where were we at?
Yeah, see, they made us lose track.
Home and brave.
Go home and pray.
So
So-
School Street.
School Street. Guys, whatever it is, this is it for today. An interview with Anthony / aka Drew. I think I'm getting used to the Drew thing.
Yeah, Drew's a little easier.
It's a
on
little,
the front,
yeah, it's a little easier. Hopefully, next time I see Drew, things will be getting a little better. Because let me tell you, I saw Drew a few months ago, and then I just saw him about a week or 2 weeks ago. He looked much healthier than he was.
God is good.
But are you feeling better?
Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm just I'm going with it, and I'm letting my prayers guide, because that's all I got right now, and it works because here we are. I'm here, healthy. Let's get these things fixed.
So guys, Yonkers' voice is your voice. I am
Ow.
not your voice. You can use our platform to speak about things that are of interest, things that are important. We give you the platform where you can talk about your concerns, where you can share your ideas with others, and others will challenge you your ideas. But that's the magic of social media. You get informed things are happening. So stay tuned. Yonkers' voice, Drew, we here live at the pier. Stay tuned for more. Until next time.
God bless. Love you. That's good shit, man.